pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now here, we have a quorum. Call the meeting to order and take approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda in minutes.
Second.
Moved and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Morning, Rich.
Good morning. We were out doing some cleanup today. Everything went okay this weekend. And any calls from the foreman. December 17th. We'll be having a meeting with the Iowa DOT. On our safety action plans. We got those safety action plans done through a grant. And now the DOT is gonna meet with all 99 counties, so our District 2 to meet with us. Just discuss what potential projects we can do with the DOT. Because we do have some in those safety action plans where there's intersections with state highways that maybe could use some improvement. They just want to go around and find out how our plans turned out and see if there are things that we could work on together, if there's anything that we can at all. So on that meeting in a couple weeks, so. Other than that, we're closing out some projects up there and start work on budget soon.
Is there anything else?
Yep.
Do we want to just include right now when we're talking about that, let's move the discussion on the safety solutions contract. It's for everybody, of course, but you're the main one to affect the life. What's everybody's thought on this? Looking at the price of it and what you get out of it, was that a conversation? What is the value of it? And I mean, it's not mandatory, it was suggested, of course.
We did that because.
Yep.
It wasn't guided by insurance.
It was
Kind of.
suggested, yeah, that we do something like that, hire somebody from about or within. And, but that's why I just wanted to bring it up and see what we feel the value is.
Well, I guess it depends on if you feel like we have a formalized program now and they take care of their training and they track it and all that good stuff.
Right.
If we don't,
I mean,
at least if we have this person, IMWCA feels better about it,
They do. They do.
but
If it,
I
as
don't know
long,
what
I
it's
mean,
worth.
if it's established. And we can keep it in-house and it gets done, documented and reported to IMWCA. That makes sense.
And I think with what we have, you know, there's plenty of videos out there. All they're doing is coming in and showing us a video of how we can do that ourselves.
Well, that's what I think. I mean, is he really putting on any seminar?
And if we want to bring somebody in, we can certainly do that when the time is right for some specialized training. If we want to have a face-to-face with somebody. I kind of think that.
You still participate in the one down at NICOG every year?
I'm trying to remember if we do or not. I think at one time we were, and that was only a once a year thing. And so we wanted to kind of keep training more in our faces. So we were doing things quarterly or even more frequently than that. So,
Right.
I think with the, opportunities we have in-house, I think we can kind of do a lot of that stuff.
Well, with the new facility, when that's up and running, do you actually have, I mean, there's a place you could have monthly safety
We
meetings?
will have a meeting room in the back
Document them.
office and we're gonna have the technology there like we would at the EOC to do those kind of trainings.
And Sheriff, how often do you use this program? I mean, you know, this is for you guys too. It's for everybody here, actually.
Say that again, Rick. Well, we were just talking about our safety
The safety consultant.
we're using.
You guys, do you use them at all?
I haven't used them.
I mean, this is why we started. It was, you know, it was not just, I mean, that's unfortunately, and you guys usually get a broken ankle or something.
Yeah.
You know, things like that, but, you know, we started.
Did you guys start it because we weren't tracking it right and keeping?
I don't know that we were, I think it was more,
We had that
we
bad.
weren't as active as we probably should have been. We were doing the once a year thing and then we were fulfilling our obligations once a year with the amount of training we wanted to do. And it's like, maybe we need to keep this in front of everybody a little bit and kind of keep everybody's minds going. The last training they had, they thought was really good. But I don't know if that was just because we were talking about it previously and things kind of stepped up a little bit, but
What had happened is our work comp went through the roof.
Yep.
And we recommended that we focus more, like I say, on training, and that'll help keep it fresh in everybody's mind, hopefully make a safer work environment. But at the same time pacifies them as we're constantly doing it
Mhm.
and keep our work comp down. Our work comp rating down, which keeps the insurance down.
Which that's gonna go up anyway, this time, the next few
It
years.
has
again.
dropped quite a bit, hasn't
But
it?
it's gonna go back up.
No, read this fact and this.
It's going back up.
And so I just kind of torn between for what we're paying for it, what I should be able to do in-house, somebody or some way.
It's nice to have,
I would assume, you know, truthfully, I would hope that every department, and that includes all the department heads, that you have at least a once a month meeting and sit down with the employees and chat with them for 15 minutes before you start your day and about things to look out for and watch for.
and I know Vince Mike will do that from time to time if they're gonna go out and do a big, you know, if it's brush cutting season, I know sometimes they'll just kind of sit down and relook at things with the guys. And we try to seasonally.
Is it documented? Cause that's where it needs to.
Yeah, if it ain't on paper, it didn't happen.
Yeah, I know, and so I know that Lynn writes it down, I know Kimberly's keeping a file of everything we're doing, in fact, she's kind of our point where. She can do that stuff and kind of arrange things, so. I'm torn too, it's nice to have. What I would call somebody that's trained to do training, but. And because they get to see more things. This person that we hire, they're out seeing other people and experiencing different things with safety than we would see on our own and can maybe bring that information to us, but is that happening? I don't know. Seems like sometimes from what I hear, it's, well, let's go look at this video and watch a video and discuss it. Well, a lot of things can we do that ourselves probably, so.
Has Kimberly gotten into the is it either IMWCA or ICAPS portal where all the training
I think-
videos are?
I think she's aware of all that stuff. I haven't talked to her recently about it.
Actually, both, isn't there? I mean, ICAP has stuff.
There's a lot of stuff. We can go to, I think the Service Bureau has, LTAP has a lot of that stuff too, so. There's plenty of places to get training videos.
Maybe just a matter of setting up these monthly meetings, and I think it should be monthly. I mean, I know we always run this time of year, you get snow.
Yeah, a month goes by in a blink sometimes and you
You
can
know,
hardly realize it.
If you set up a meeting, but I mean, the thing to do is if you set up a meeting in the winter and it snows, then you just, okay, it looks like Friday's gonna be a better day. You have them come in, you get a meeting that day and just forget about a couple hours of work in the morning. And I mean, it's just as important to be safe as it is to get the projects done.
I think sometimes they get more perceptive if it's an actual, oh, we're gonna watch a video again. Well, maybe if we could find a way to bring somebody in once in a while and make them active in the training. I know, and fortunately or unfortunately, I get to compare. And like I said, our insurance company in Mitchell County brings a person in every quarter, I think. And he comes in as a presentation. Sometimes they'll actually physically go out to shops and make them look for things that they, it's kind of like a treasure hunt in a way, but it gets them active other than just watching the video, they get involved. And they do things together in this training where they'll break down in little groups. It's a really cool program. I haven't sat in on one for a very long time, but it seems to be more hands-on involved than just watching a video.
Is there a cost? I mean, is that
I don't remember if there's a cost or it's part of our insurance that covers that. I can't remember. I can get more investigation on it. I just, our office administrator over there takes care of that. Melissa puts that stuff together and she's dealing with the insurance companies all the time. So actually, they actually call up and say, well, it's time for our quarterly again. What do you guys want to talk about? And they'll talk about it and they'll bring a person in and discuss it. So it's kind of nice. It's almost like we don't have to try to plan it. They're doing it for us. They want to know, they want to get out there and do it. So.
And you did go around to your buildings.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, is it something that we can just back it off and not have the monthly fee, but have
It is nice to have those walkthroughs once in a while, but.
you can almost think like a guy from ICAP would be willing to come up if you were having a safety meeting. Sit in. I mean, I've sat and talked with him many times and. He rambles on all this stuff about safety.
IMWCA?
Or I am Scott, yeah,
Mhm.
excuse me, and he, we'll sit and talk about stuff, some things he wants to see done, and he's happy, we got Kurt, but yet again, it's like, well, how about you, and I guess that's not part of their service, but I don't know if we'd be willing to occasionally come up and just sit in and talk to them. It'd be nice, they would, you know, instead of coming up basically since chewing us out and wanting us to do this, it's like, well. I guess they're going that way,
Work with us a little bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's not what they do, I don't know, that's what I said, but, you know. So tell me stuff, I said, well. I, your boss in a sense, but I'm not there every day, I don't see. You guys should have more knowledge of what needs to be done. And I mean, truthfully, a lot of businesses do, even weekly things. in the
They,
morning, but-
they'll, a lot of them will do they call tailgate talks.
Yep,
I know Lynn tries to that. It's, you know, in some of these companies, it's easy when everybody's grouped
Yeah.
into one location. And we did for a while. I tried to keep up with it and I just couldn't.
but I mean, even if Lynn could do that, would be, you know, and I know there's times that are worse than others, maybe once a week to pick a different shop.
Mhm.
Hit every shop in a month, you know, have them half hour talk in the morning, things he's picked up or whatever.
You know, now's the time with slip, trips and falls and safety apparel if you're out, you know, there's just a lot of things, or even just staying warm, you know.
Right.
So,
There's a lot of videos out there we can just push in front of people, and is that the training, you know? I mean, I guess sometimes you put safety, and safety really is not. Safety is a personal responsibility. You can tell people all you want, but if they're not gonna, regardless of how much you give them, they've gotta do the work.
right,
You can tell them, you can give them every tool you want, but they've gotta do it themselves.
Right.
So,
But then we have a little recourse if we're training and documenting and you can at least put it in their file. I don't know what good it does.
well, I don't know too, you know, is it? Do you need to have a certified person to do it? Probably not. I mean,
well, and
we've got the tools to get the information in front of them.
there's another, how often do you use safety solutions, Jim? Be honest,
Never.
okay,
I mean,
and you're part of this too, I mean, you guys haven't had a lot of bad stuff, but you could, and we're just discussing the contract, whether we should do it first, or we should try to do some internal stuff. Monthly meetings, monthly safety type of things, and I would assume maybe you sit your guys down, I'm just assuming, yeah.
to say we piggyback on anything that the road department does. So I shouldn't say never. It's
Whenever we
Right.
schedule.
whenever Kimberly schedules something, we do, because I'll be honest, I don't have time to sit in the office and go through it.
Right.
And I am one, safety is very important.
Well, absolutely,
I mean-
no,
I mean-
that's not really the question.
Right.
I mean, and it's not necessarily cost either, can't just look at that, but. It's, you know, are we getting enough out of the cost? I mean, you know, we did have another accident. Again, like I say, you can preach, but if that one last moment, you're gonna have an accident, and then usually they're big, but. I don't know, I mean, it seems to me we're gonna have the facility now, definitely, and I'm just kind of picking on maybe one or two departments here. I mean, I would hope, Sheriff, you have some kind of sit downs with your guys now and then, and. I mean, you can't. Certain things you can't prevent. And. But a lot of the facilities, you'll have a room there to have meetings and, you know, like I just said, I said, sometimes I think it's way more important than going out and doing an hour or two of work, to sit down and have a 2 hour meeting. Safety, and I think if that's something that
It always.
the insurance company's seeing you do with documentations, I think they would be as happy with that as they would be hiring this guy.
In a perfect world, it would be nice to go back through and say, okay, storm's over, let's get everybody together and regroup and say, what did we learn out of the storm? What can we, you know, and you could do that a lot, but you always look at, well, okay, so we need to get out there and start cleaning up. We got, you know, depending on storms or whatever else, but
Right.
it'd be nice to regroup and just evaluate, say, look, and especially if you get one of those bad ones, like maybe we should have stayed in, maybe we should have gone out, things like that, have those discussions, because we don't really have those. I mean, we kind of talk about it a little bit, just Lynn and I and Colton, but
Cause I don't think anything's getting really reported back that much from Scott to the insurance. ICAP, other, you know, I don't know how much documentation is being done, he just knows we have these programs.
we have a sign-in sheet and,
Yeah,
and a topic, and we put that in the file.
and I would assume, you know, I would hope that you guys would know the topics you need to discuss more, and even actually more like him in a sense, but.
And realistically, I know my guys get more out of the trainings than Arthur and him. You know, when we,
I've kind of heard the same.
I mean, like, when we had Steel there. To do
Yeah, we had, that's the one it was.
And everybody, you know, everybody I had said that was the best chainsaw training they've ever been to.
That's the one I heard too, if it was the best one that had. You get somebody from the industry that comes in.
Well, I wanna bring it up, it's on the agenda, and we're either gonna renew it or we're not. I mean, I think the other fee is, hopefully you guys will work it out. Or if we didn't renew this, you'll get a program and actually work with the insurance companies, see what they want for documentation. And get those things done.
I think it was good to have them there to get us steered in the right direction, but maybe we try to take it ourselves and see what happens.
So he needs a 30-day written notice if you terminate.
Hope we don't renew.
Well, I think
It's
you're
not
technically,
happening.
yeah, you're technically in the agreement.
Which
Prior,
would basically get us into the new calendar year anyway. So.
Stress that one when we get there.
Unless somebody feels different about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm having the discussion.
I don't wanna be the one to make the decision for.
No.
Because it's not just me.
And I'm pretty sure you guys' office don't.
We actually do have a safety meeting once a month on the calendar.
Yep.
And we document it.
Okay.
And that's partially because of Sarah's being involved with the safety committee with Mark. Just talk about office things, you know?
Yeah, your safety issues are different than,
Yep, they're just different issues, but yet
but
we
they're all,
do. We have a monthly meeting and we document it. So,
And like our specialty stuff, he doesn't do anything for pesticide handling, anything for our prescribed firing, he doesn't handle that. We go to the professionals in the industry for it. Because that's what it takes to have our certifications, you know what I mean? I mean, so for us, all of our specialty stuff is done because we're required to.
Right.
And that's all documented and reported through the state, so.
well, all right, and do we go down the bottom or we can make a decision here, but.
Well, if we're going to get rid of it, we gotta have a commitment. We're gonna grab the bull by the horns and go with something. Otherwise, 6 months from now, well, we haven't done a thing yet.
Well, that's gonna probably mean that. Are we gonna have each department take care of themselves, or are we gonna actually have I know we have a safety committee, but.
And like for our two departments,
Once we're together, I think that'll be a lot easier.
right, and that's where I don't know, because Kimberly's done a good making sure that we have topic, and it's been, I would say, almost monthly, if not more than that, it seems like.
Minimum quarterly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like we're at the EOC.
There's always something.
Yeah, there's always something, and I honestly, I think that she does a really good job with it, so I don't know if that's still part of, I'm grateful that she does it. Because he has someone that can do it, but we piggyback with them for everything.
Does Kurt come to these monthly meetings?
Not always,
Not
I think
always.
maybe by video sometimes if we have them at the EOC, but even then, I'm not quite sure if.
It's just, I don't think he was at the railroad one, he wasn't at the chainsaw one, he wasn't.
Well, I think a lot of times it's because we know that, if we invite him, then he's gonna charge mileage and things like that. And like you said, it shouldn't be about the money.
And that's not why I'm
It's
bringing
not
this
necessarily
up,
about
I
that.
just, it's on the agenda.
I think so many things can be done on our own anymore. I mean,
I
what
think
he
we've got the
brings to the
resources.
meetings are YouTube videos.
Got no department head. You
Yeah,
guys ever-
sorry.
Do you ever utilize? That's the question that's been coming in.
The other day after we went through the safety, he came over to our office to help me what needed to be updated. And he actually missed an exit sign that Mark Tomlinson found the door should have had an exit sign on it. So I'm good with not
I
having,
mean, those facility inspections are kind of nice because we're always but
But you
as
can
far as
have-
that goes, you
but
can,
you can hire some for a one-time.
I was gonna say,
you know,
we can do it once a year.
We do all our own, and Kimberly, I think, like Jim was saying, she does a fantastic job of getting things,
Like that.
as long as she has time to keep doing that.
And honestly, I could be wrong, but I think that we've started to have the turnover where guys are buying into the safety thing. I mean, it's, yeah, they kind of grumble, it's like, oh, we gotta go to another safety meeting, but at the same time,
It's good.
I
Yeah.
think,
I
I think they're
agree.
actually getting stuff out of it. It's not like it was 15 years ago. You know what I mean? 15 years ago when we had a safety thing, it was. I mean, no one was happy to be there and it didn't really change things, I guess is where I'd say it. Here it's,
I think
I
people
feel like
got
people
hurt.
are more aware, and maybe it's because of some of the accidents we've had, I don't know. But either way, I think it's becoming more important to the actual employees, the safety aspect.
Starts in January 26th. Renewal, so. I guess I think if you guys can. I mean, even if, there's certain things I don't know if there's any, I mean, every department's different. You guys are probably most similar. You're definitely different than really anybody else. Public health is
We're different.
different than anybody else. And, you know, inside this office, you know, the department heads in here. You guys have your issues in here and they're pretty similar. You know, lifting and trip, slips and falls out on the ice and, you know, things like that that you need to keep up on. I mean, and trying to pick up too heavy books or whatever it is. I mean, using some common sense, but like I say, I truthfully think everybody can find at least a minimum of a half hour, 15 minutes, a half hour once a month and document it.
Yeah.
Whether we want them to report that to us, so we know what's getting done.
I think we need to.
I think
That
that's a
way we
good
just
idea
know it's
for
getting done and that the
accountability,
ball didn't
for
get dropped.
accountability, yeah.
Well,
The safety, we don't need monthly safety.
safety committee's quarterly, right?
Yep.
They can report to the safety committee, and if there's an issue, then the safety.
Do that.
Reports us
fine,
that
too.
this group's missing theirs, or this group's missing
Yeah.
theirs.
Yeah, just report to somebody.
And Mark does a good job of heading that up.
He does.
Bringing
Cause
discussion.
everybody in this room's. got-
And we
on the
get
safety
some
committee.
good discussions from the board, right, when they come to that. You know, that's what I would, we're gonna eliminate this, we gotta make sure we have some accountability.
That's my concern.
Yep.
I
So,
think that's a good way. We report it and after that, that first quarterly meeting for a safety meeting, everybody has to turn it in. No excuses, no nothing. You come with the paperwork or, you know, or report to you guys. I mean, seriously. And if it's just only one office, then they need to fix it instead of making all of us change everything.
yep,
Yeah.
so so the action would probably be then to discontinue the agreement with safety solutions.
I'll motion to not sign into a new agreement with Safety Solutions.
How about we, make department heads responsible for documentations and safety.
To the safety committee.
Yes.
And they bring it up if there's any problems.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Get that all down, Jackie?
I think so.
Okay. All right, moving second. Any further discussion?
So are you thinking monthly, quarterly? What do you want from?
I want people to do monthly meetings.
Yeah,
And-
definitely a
and
minimum of
report
quarterly
quarterly. You'll have your
Safety committee meeting.
3 months of documentation that you had a meeting.
Like suggestions and ideals, or is it the department head, we're just all? across
You
the board?
would be responsible as a department.
Cause everybody's different of what they need.
Every department's different. I mean, like I say, everybody in this building is pretty similar. You even have to do a report on your big department.
Make sure everybody goes.
No, but yeah, that's. You guys say, take a few minutes once a month.
Yeah,
So,
but
or-
everybody just make sure you do a sign-in sheet for all your employees that were there. That's a big thing for like our emergency preparedness. You have to have a sign-in sheet. At least.
Topic.
Yep, and a topic. Yep. Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
even send an email to the board once a month. We had our meeting and, you know, whatever you guys, but minimum, it will get reported to safety.
And if something, Colin, is like, maybe I'm having a meeting that I know that you could just as well join in on ours. I mean, if people want to do that too, cause since you're by yourself, I mean, it's kind of hard to have a meeting by yourself and then.
You don't wanna talk to yourself.
No, it's.
We'll
Some of
probably,
you do, maybe.
well, I don't know, it's pretty easy.
As long as you don't answer yourself.
Anyways,
How much,
All
can
right.
I ask,
All
how much
those-
that saves us?
It's $550 a
that's
month.
just, yeah, that's just
And
the
then
fee
if they
plus
do
mileage.
anything over the 55 hours of consulting, it's $125 an
An
hour.
hour plus
Perfect.
mileage.
I think that's great. I think
It
this
starts
is
out
some-
at 100 and then goes to 140 if it's extra. So
Yep, Sounds good.
All those.
Yeah, we can do it ourselves and it gets documented and we take it seriously and we look around and if there's complaints and problems.
Because Scott
Bring it
comes,
to the
Scott
attention of
usually
your
comes to the board
employees.
in Meetings or zooms in and we'll have the documentations for him.
Yep.
And I think he'd be happy to see that. That's things he's talked to. So.
And we just as well have more people at the meeting with Scott too, than just you and me or you or
It's funny,
whatever.
yeah, and we've done that many times,
Yeah.
yes. Usually that's when something big happened and
Yeah.
then he will attend safety meetings too, which is good, so.
And so what meetings are you talking about with Scott?
Safety.
Like an annual.
Oh, well,
Oh,
when
that's what I
there's
mean,
been an
yeah.
accident.
Yeah,
Oh,
that,
Then
okay.
he calls in whoever's chair. Of
Oh,
course, it's been me
sure.
both times.
well, your safety.
Well, I am on the safety, but yeah,
Okay.
somehow or another, that was supposed to rotate at the chair, but.
We have rock,
What's the-
paper, scissors next.
Yep.
Mark said it's every other month they meet.
As long as you take this year and next year, we'll be good.
Okay. Anyway, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion will pass. We'll discontinue the agreement with safety solutions. All right, now we'll go back to project updates. Anything there you guys got? Doing good?
Sounds, go ahead. I was gonna say, I don't know that we've got a whole lot going on right now. It sounds to me like the steel delivery for the maintenance facility is gonna be within the next 2 weeks. They'll start delivering steel. I haven't seen anything on framing yet, but it sounded like they were actually gonna frame most of the building up and then leave part of the roof open so they can pour the deck. So I think he wants to, once the temperatures get conducive to working outside again, he might start framing up and not worry about pouring that concrete roof in there until later. So,
Okay.
but I don't know what the timeline is yet for the framing, but it did sound like the email from Jason last week was that the steel columns and stuff might start showing up on the site within the next 2 weeks for the big building. I got one quote back, like I said, last week from Salt Storage. When I was at the Iowa County Engineers Conference, last week, there was another vendor there that was doing buildings too, so I asked for a quote from them so we kind of get an idea of what we can look at for it. And I'm doing it from start to finish. They do the asphalt pad, they do everything, just so I can see what, what they're gonna quote us for prices.
Kind of building like a cover
Hoop
all.
building like we have in
Yeah.
Kensett. And then maybe when we're done, when we get the hoop building up here, maybe that Kensett hoop building can be more cold storage or, we can probably not use that little mix shed we have so close to the road and maybe partition off that for some of our mix in there. So just some things to look at, but that's what we're looking at right now.
Our shop project, we still haven't got full turnover yet to us, but
Okay.
they're working through punch list, fixing things that we noticed, things like that, so.
Get her done now, so. Okay.
The building open,
What do you know, but,
can I get in it?
yeah, you want to do that, yeah.
I gotta get some pictures for Deb.
Yeah.
So,
Nothing on the administrative office building, not saying anything from Jason. Updates,
No.
talk to you guys.
Seen any emails from him lately, other than the pay application stuff,
Yes. So,
bills.
all right. Is there any drainage claims, John?
We gotta
You do the,
approve those pay applications. Don't we?
all this, you just don't wanna do the signing.
No, I have, no, I'll sign. My missing.
With the project.
There it is, I got
Yeah.
it, first one, thank you. All right, motion to approve the.
You wanna do them
You just
individually?
do them all.
Do them all?
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
just pay applications, there's
Yeah.
no change.
No change.
Motion to approve the pay applications.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Move second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Those abstaining, motion carried.
Those are three on that bottom line there.
Okay.
Same place, bottom. Let's fall off. Same place.
You're fine.
It's expansion.
I'm just saying, sounds ominous. It'll be fine.
Oh,
No, that's not right.
Oh, we
I
did.
got
get
them
it.
all. That's
Okay.
sure I did. Three tabs.
Then right there.
Yeah, maybe it isn't. Sorry, you man. Right before we got cold. Mr. Prime.
Let me know if you want to do this morning, or we were before outside people or after. One of them.
We gotta get insurance on that building too.
Well, there's no turn over yet.
I mean, it has insurance, it's not the remodel, but
It's affected with their insurance.
yeah.
Must come in the middle.
Okay. Now drainage
Claims when I have that work order.
for the DD 10.
Yeah.
I got a question, did Rob Patterson ever get back to
I called
that
him.
email?
I called him, talked to him, and we had a good chat. None of the beaver dams, of course, are on private ground.
They could get to one with an
One of them
excavator, but
was
two
successful,
they can't.
and the other two, it's kind of, hopefully he's gonna look into it. I could call him again, but he said that, they have to have Elliot come do some work anyway, somewhere down there, I think.
Do you have any idea how to take them other two out that we can't get to?
Explosives, probably.
So I figured.
He said he's never had a lot of luck doing that, but, you know, I'm just using a tannerite thing. I'm sure is what they're.
It depends, if they can't trap them, then they're just gonna rebuild it.
Yeah.
So you
Well, they're trapping them
He
right
got it
now.
pretty well, he's done.
Oh, he done trapping?
Yeah, he's
Right,
done.
from,
Well, I can't remember how many got, quite a few. And I don't know if he's turning those tags in or not. There's a situation where they're affecting the drainage of DD 10. They're not in a drainage district. But,
I still think they should be reimbursed for
Yep.
it, because it is affecting the drainage.
oh, it big time. I didn't realize.
I agree with you, AJ.
Yeah,
I just.
so it's just outside of it, but if we can't help get rid of them, then it's just gonna make it worse farther uphill.
I make a motion to approve DD 10 work order.
I'll second your motion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Both same side.
Is that Morris's trapping those ones?
Yeah.
Did.
So he comes with the tails.
I,
You want me to include the ones that are on the edge, or you guys want me to do theirs? If he's certified.
this is, I mean, definitely a clear case, and I mean, he went to the landowner first, I think, and, one of the landowners came to him over this. And it's affecting the drainage of that district, I mean, big time.
Well, as long as the landowner's signing off on it and agreeing to it, I would think, and verifies that it's,
A1? Ellie?
yeah.
Yeah. I know that Rob said that they had something he needed to do, I don't know if it's down there or somewhere, so
Say Elliot does most of their stuff.
that's what I thought, yep. So-
Cause one kid came in with a form that wasn't even filled out yet.
And that's the case where it needs to get filled out.
Yeah, we want, and yeah,
They're getting a bit bigger and bigger problem. That's what Rob said, and even on the DNR ground, they're having more issues out there is,
Yeah, they trapped as many as they could, now they want the dams going.
yeah, he got wrong.
As far as, yeah, even though they're not in the drainage district, if it's affecting that drainage district, I still think they should get paid for.
Well, we got quite a bit of ground, and it dumps into Elbert Marsh, Shell Rock Rivers, so.
And
Allentown Slough is a big one, I mean, that's Little Creek or whatever that.
What was they have permission to the landowner next to it?
and if they come to you first and the form isn't filled out, send it back to the landowner,
yeah, I say most of the time, the landowner signatures is filled out for,
but nothing else. I had one last week that nothing else was filled out on it,
They just signed it.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they should fill out what it is, the district they're in, or even if it's in, okay, Allentown Slough. Road.
yeah,
We
Here,
got
why
one
that?
in the district. and that's it.
right.
This is for a desert,
Hmm.
but I did talk.
Oh, actually, that's what it was. The upper end of the gardens up there,
Yeah,
they got beavers up there and that water's starting to back up towards the road. It's gonna have Elliot do something in there. That's what it was. Okay, does that cover you?
Besides my mom.
Normal.
Okay. Motion for the drainage plan.
Regular claims?
regular claims.
Regular claims,
Motion to
okay.
approve the pending regular claims.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Moved in second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Same sign. Any reports today?
Oh, I guess there's. Yeah,
Derek, go ahead.
no. There's nothing to sign until she finishes the process.
That's the county sheriffs. Approve the reports.
Motion to approve the sheriff report.
Second that.
Moved in second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Both same sign. Motion carried. Payroll.
Yeah. And we have issues again. Department heads need to know that people can't get paid for our external auditors until the wages come through here. So we had issues again, and that's what those are.
So this is stack of seasonals.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, they were, that was something that kind of came onto us quick and.
This is from the sheriff, so for Corey.
No, not sheriff.
That's transit.
Yeah, he's
Sorry, translate. Oh, you, okay.
Yep.
You're right.
He's gonna be a
jumping the
part-time-
fence.
Gonna be a
Oh,
part-time
it's-
transit driver.
Name just popped up.
Yep, matching name. Yeah, I know it. He just came in.
It's the seasonals right now.
Yeah, no, these are the seasons.
Who are that?
Okay, seasons. You could probably remember. So you got Blair, Brunswick. Claggett. Nick, Dvorak. Ryan.
Gotcha.
The two ones that, the Ryan Getzky and Nick were, Nick's worked for us in the past and then kind of took a hiatus. Ryan, same thing.
Yep.
And we were short on some, but Blair and Mike's been here.
Are these on call or are they just?
Yeah, they will be unless we find something for them to do. They'll be, they could put in more hours just based on, got the need.
Right now, something like that. on call.
Yeah, right, yeah, so.
And even if they've been here, if it's a different salary, they still need to come.
Yeah,
through.
we understand that they need to get their salaries boosted on there, which is something that we kind of, storms coming in, forgot kind of, and we'll take the blame.
Do we do secondary roads and individually or all? We're good.
Just do them.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the payroll eligibility.
Is there a second?
Salary changes.
I'll second.
Moved in second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Post same sign. Motion carried. I signed the right spot or did it?
Yeah, you're good. Look out today.
Yeah. The resolution for staying.
Mhm.
It was checked out by a professional, right?
It's running perfect.
Right.
It's right there.
Did you hear something?
Knock out. Keep that thing running. Need to replace it. All right. Is there any liquor license today?
No,
And then manure management.
I sent you Dwayne Christensen.
I'll make them now.
Go ahead.
Almost acknowledge, Dwayne Christian from your man.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Moved in, to acknowledge and manure management. Is there no further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Both same sign, motion carried. 13, so the Hayground lease for Brian Nelson. Jeff got that done.
How long is it for? Is it for 5, like we said?
So, yeah, it is.
I'll make a motion to approve the ground lease with Brian Nelson.
Second. Moved in second. Any further discussion? None. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Both same sign, motion carried. All right. I don't hate ground rent, Mike.
You got me on that.
So, yeah.
We had set up $200 a year. And at that time, we had considered, he normally got 4 cuttings. Well, he only got 2 cuttings. So he wanted to know if we wanted to adjust it or not. And I guess my attitude is, considering he only got half the cuttings, just change it to $100, let it go.
Was that because
We're
of the
glad to have
timing?
somebody cut it, take it off.
Was
What?
that because of the timing or because of the,
Because of construction.
It's because the building construction started.
Yeah. Like a little sooner than, thought for what, but.
Yeah, well, a couple times I had the mode for surveying that wasn't within the hang. I think is what, so right, did you guys mowed it once and we mowed it once, is that sound right?
Yeah, I think that's,
Or at least,
Yeah.
if not all of it, chunks of it for
We got
sure.
mode for survey and then we got mode for excavation.
So
Yeah.
regardless, we
Yeah.
lost some.
Yeah. I'm fine with that.
That was my motion, to change it from 200 to $100.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, move in a second, change it from 200 to 100. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Both same sign, motion carried. All right. Any more in buildings and grounds? We pretty well beat that to death.
Good.
What's on today? What's up?
I have the Grafton City Council meeting tonight, and that'll be my last city council meeting to go to for home base Iowa. So I'm excited about that. And then the rest of the entire month is I just have a lunch meeting, and then other than that, I'll just be catching up on some revolving loan fund paperwork. They're all 3 of those that we approved, AJ, are at the lawyer's office.
Good. Over here.
So yeah,
Thanks, Melissa.
you bet.
Anything on water or wastewater day?
We got a overhead door in, so no doors that shut on Edwards building. They'll be coming to fix or replace one of the heaters this week. Same building, so we have our heat issues figured out. Other than that. We're good.
Bad anyway.
Yep.
Good. Water running out the door.
No, thank goodness, we got that figured out. That, actually, we did find that, I think we found a solution. So we had a UPS battery backup for that system. And that was an original one.
Mhm.
And everybody you talked to, they claimed 7 years.
Junk.
What happened was it when it did a transition, it went into a mode, it actually threw a code up that it wasn't working. And so I think it was taking the system out of the remote mode into program mode, it was screwing something up.
Screwing it
So we have since replaced it and now it appears to be,
Seems to be working.
so far so good.
Good.
no frozen towers?
Yeah.
Nope. No, more moving water and next year is hopefully storing them, so.
I'm kind of chilly.
I know.
This time, yeah.
Yep.
All right, anything from the department heads right now?
How long was it last year that you guys changed the beaver rate from the 50 to the 100?
Yep, it was last year, wasn't it?
Was it? For the last 2 years.
I just, with as many issues as there are, I don't care one way or the other, but if you guys want to think about, I know you talked countywide before. And I don't know if you do 2 rates, do one a drainage district rate and one something else just to. For those, because there's not very many.
Well, to be honest, everything in this county ends up somewhere.
Right, it ends up in a district, it's just whether or not it.
It's either
where they're
above it or
getting caught-
below it, right?
Where they're getting caught or in a district, I don't care either way, I just,
It makes it maybe a little more honest.
right.
Maybe we can
If it's something in the future, if you guys want to just.
think of that in budget time, if there's room, we can. Put an amount out there to, once it's gone, it's gone, but we'd have to
Yeah,
figure out the way
full
to.
amount. Yeah, do an up to amount.
And you'd still have to have land over.
If you have
That's what
landowners,
landowners say.
Stuff that'll process.
you can still.
Yeah.
Pass it back to the parcel,
Right.
you know what I mean, so.
Right.
So if you're a parcel that's just outside of the district, it'd be a $50 tag that would go onto that
Yeah.
parcel or whatever.
I mean, because, yeah, to be honest, I got some ground that dumps in on Elk Creek, it's not in a district.
Right.
It's all private.
Right,
So, but, I've had beavers in there.
right.
And I've had to rip the dams out and redress the ditch and that's as you get.
Then should everybody have to pay? If you're the one receiving the benefit and that's it?
That's
Well,
a good question.
well, and I mean, there you could assess it back on you, I know that you,
Yeah.
I mean, cause. As the landowner, you want them out of there regardless, you know what I mean, and in this way, it just gives somebody more incentive to actually
Yeah.
go in and get them, so to speak, I guess, I don't.
I don't care either way. I just,
Maybe make it a lesser rate than.
Yeah, a lesser-
$50.
yeah.
Go back to the 50 on anything in the company, but if it's signed by a landowner.
and if it's not signed by landowner, then it's just nothing. I mean, that's as far as I'm concerned, cause
Reality is they give the guy $50, just.
That, and shouldn't it just be done by you?
That's probably right.
That would be the ideal scenario. But that doesn't always.
Right.
Or should there be
I
a
got you,
penalty?
Mark, I'm just.
I mean, I know there was half a dozen other people that would really be affected by it. We took care of it ourselves. Yep.
Or should there be a penalty if it doesn't happen?
You can't enforce anything else in building.
Private stuff, you mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
Well, good idea, but.
Yeah.
I mean, it's for later discussion, I'm sure.
Yeah,
But just,
Something to consider.
we talked about that.
I mean, I don't care either way. I know that we have so few guys that actually trap anyways. Just make sure that they're happy, cause
I don't think changing that's gonna bring out a whole bunch of new traffic.
I don't think it's gonna either. I think you're just gonna have those ones get incentivized to, I mean, it's not like they're not trying hard, but they may set more traps. I mean,
Traffic season's about over anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, because everything's iced up.
It's kind of like
Covered
some
up.
people clean out their trees and some people don't.
Well, I said too.
Hmm.
Probably we should work it like we did this morning, where if it's affecting, you know, if he caught the beavers downstream, but it's taking that, it's affecting that ditch.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
just do it as trustees of the drainage districts and say, hey,
Yeah, but for prime example, like I said, I do have one farm that I took to the beaver dams ourselves. It's not in a district. It's all private outlets that dump into that. There's 2 ditches that go through that one farm, both private outlets. There's no established district there.
but you figured it out on your own as a landowner,
Well, I
took
did.
care of it.
Yeah,
How about everybody else try?
well, that's the same way with spraying your ditches.
Yeah.
Or the trees out your fence lines or your road edges. But they don't get done, so the county doesn't. Right or wrong.
and then the other thing I got in department and stuff is just with the SLU bill going away, their workload may be decreasing, my workload is increasing. Because I have to go out and do the timber reserve application assessments. So I'm guessing that anyone who has trees that was also in SLU bill is probably looking at that, gonna be looking at that, but.
Okay.
But we're getting in the right category.
So how often do you go back and look at the ones you already established?
Only if there's complaints.
So it's a
But,
one-time.
but what we'll
It's a
find
one-time
is,
deal at least.
but what we'll find is that with this being the only program, you will have neighbors tattle on neighbors for this. Cause I mean, if a garage or a storage building or a little, I mean, anything pops up
on
in a woodlot, a neighbor's gonna snitch. I mean, that's the reality.
Self-policing.
it. Did it include a deer stand that's anchored to the ground?
A deer stand would not. Because they're considered mobile.
That one's attached to the ground.
Well, they're still,
That's a fine line on assessment too, right?
when you say attached to the ground, if it's just,
They put the post in the ground or if
if the posts are in the ground, then it becomes.
I mean, there's some
permanent
that have been
structure.
built out of felt and bowl.
But you gotta have a 10 by 10, otherwise.
There's a limit on size.
Unless you want to, mammoth here.
It's like the store bought ones that you see, like with the metal frames, with the anchor bolts, I mean.
I mean, there's more of
And
that now than
There, they
guys.
just follow what the guideline is for the USDA, because, like in the
Even though
CRP.
when they put them in, they never move them, cause I've seen some
Oh,
that,
yeah, it's
Well,
because,
They
they're
ain't
considered-
pretty good. They
I
do.
was gonna say.
it comes down to what the USDA considers, because.
Well, the strip fall under you said 10 by 10, so that falls under the structural. size.
Right, but then like the anchoring for the USDA is, they just look at it and when it's not in CRP or whatever program it's in, can that disappear from there without letting it work, and it can.
You're right.
Gotcha.
But
See
yeah.
what happens. See how many you get.
So is there a form? Do people know where to go?
Yeah, they go to the assessor's office and Andy just shoots me an email and I get to when I.
We mailed the form, well, we're gonna mail the form with the letters, so, which should be going out.
But I just know, I just almost, and it could be just a major assumption, but since it ended, I've gone out twice since then already, so.
To see if they'd be eligible.
Yeah, to see if they're eligible.
Good.
Yeah,
I wouldn't run on it, just tell them, so we go and apply for it, and then we'll check on it, to be honest. No reason why you're making 2 or 3.
no, and that's why I'm doing it, it's just, I only go for ones that are actually applied.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. All right, budget discussions.
I just wanted to, let you know that I was ready with the, worksheets. I just wanna know if we could do things a little bit different this year. We never know what the salary is gonna be or the health insurance, so I just wanted to start status quo with that. Have it all brought back to me so that I can put it in the state's website and then, go back after the fact and get a formal worksheet from everybody when salary changes and health insurance is official in there so that everybody's on the same page. That's the way I'd like to do it this
At
year.
least get a start on it until we.
Mm.
get-
And I just want those by December 31st like normal, but I have them ready to roll and
So
I
what
just
do
wanna
you
get
want
number-
from us then?
so then what I wanna know is where do you wanna start? If it's status quo for salaries, what percentage would you like the bottom line to be for everybody? Do you want it 0? Do you want it 2? Do you want it negative something? Where do you wanna start? And you can think on that, but that's what we need to know.
Start off at 0 and then when we figure out where the budget's at, we'll put it in there. That's what I would do. Start off with last year's insurance rate.
Just go status quo.
Well, status
No,
quo.
health insurance is gonna be about 5%, right?
But we got that, we made the 4%,
Which it's not.
But this is the increase that we got an email on. That was like 5,
I
wasn't
could
it?
be wrong, you need to check that.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
probably something. It is going up.
oh, it'll go up, but I just thought maybe our 4% would help.
I think it.
Not enough.
It did, but not enough.
I don't think,
It does.
I don't think it equals out to 1%, what it is, I think they're gonna give you 4 for this, but it's still 5%.
Right.
Which we were negative last year, so.
Or -3 last year, so technically for this year, it's only up 2%. I'm cheater having.
Not bad, I like that positive, I like that.
Like one side.
Well, you just kinda, I mean,
Well-
how do you wanna, when you look at it, if you're trending stuff.
I don't run that, it's just status quo for.
It's still on.
Until we know more.
Yeah.
I just wanted some direction for everybody, cause I got them ready and I'm gonna send them out.
Send them out,
Understand?
everybody knows it's not necessarily what it's gonna be.
And I need them by 12/31.
Template, it's a starting point.
So if it's, this could just be a silly question, but if it's 0, I mean, if it's just,
Well, it's status.
I
quo.
mean, if it's status quo,
We
we
need,
just
you need to take a deeper look at your budget, figure out what you can do with what you have or do without.
Or do I just not hand out the worksheets until, well, I mean, I should still hand them out, but I really don't need anything back from you guys until.
That's
So you're gonna check.
That's what I think, that really, if you just entered it, so
As
in
it
theory,
is,
you're
as
just
it
entering
is.
as it is.
What do
and
we
then-
have to do?
And then we wait until we hear back and then, like for our boards who go through the formality of acknowledging a budget or approving a
I'd
budget.
like to have you take a look at your budgets and if there's something that's in the wrong category, try to fix that. Try to get it in the right category where it ought to be. Cause a lot of you are looking at the bottom
Or eliminate some more.
Well, and that's
categories.
where.
or
technically
eliminate
you're
more
supposed-
categories.
And that's technically where you're supposed to be looking is the bottom.
Well, that's what I look at.
We get one number.
But I'm telling them,
We get-
it sure is nice to look at the rest of it. Because the bottom number is affected by everything above it. Everybody is not gonna look at a bottom number they're gonna look at the top and see what it looks like. I'm just, you don't have to if you don't want to,
Right.
but it would be easier for us to look at.
Yeah, we've always in the past gone through it piece by piece by piece, and that's really not. We get that one little thing on the bottom.
Well, we had 4 or 5 years ago, we had a lot of cushion in there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you like to, you just see that, so you have an idea.
Yeah.
The thing it is, we can't go on, we technically can't go and say, okay, that's
We can't.
10,000, we only want 5 in there, or whatever.
We can make
We-
suggestions.
We can make suggestions, or we can just take it off the bottom and go, here, you figure out where you're gonna take it out of.
Well, I'm with you in so too, is you wanna look at line by line, because what if all of a sudden somebody needs a vehicle? or somebody wants to do this, or somebody wants to do that, why all of a sudden is there a?
Where did that big number come from?
$5,000,
Oh, look
Okay.
here.
So then there,
Vehicles you should be doing.
do you wanna, yeah, do you want a 5 or 10 year capital plan
Would
too?
be nice.
We talked about that last year, putting
Mhm.
all the vehicles in like a 5-year capital plan. And I really think we
Any
ought to go to that
capital.
way. You can't budget.
I mean, we've had, so like the conservation board, we've always had a capital plan for our vehicle expenditures and facility improvements or whatever, like. Yeah, but I mean, I don't care one way or the other if we continue to do that, but we've always done that. And, you know, I just kind of assumed other departments were.
Should.
I started last year, because we didn't do it before, I just started that, yeah.
So that way, when we ask, it's, you know, we're just asking for the same thing each year. We're not asking for 60,000.
You're just asking to pull some out of your
Yeah,
reading.
you should have a little bit, should have
Yeah.
enough going in there each year so that when it comes time for a new vehicle,
You can do.
you're ready to go.
Right.
Not all of a sudden we see a bill for $70,000.
Just put it in
And just
there.
remember, it doesn't come out of your bottom line until you make the purchase, so.
That's what I would do, send them out with zero, let them go through. Look them over.
Tweak them.
Projects, there's things. That's obviously not gonna be a bunch, but get started, then we can make the adjustments.
And do we know what cost of living is gonna be?
Total 2.8.
Total is 2.8.
I've seen a couple, I've seen, yeah.
Well, the problem is the federal government uses a CPIW, which is hourly wage earners and clerical workers. And the CPIU is everybody, entrepreneurs, doctors, lawyers. And I'm not, and that's why they use the CPIW is they just as soon not pay out social security on it as everybody was a doctor in life. Make sense?
Yes, to them.
But that one is the one I go off is that was 2.8 because the CPI
It's 2.6.
is usually about 2 percentage points more. So that one's gonna be like 3.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean having the cost of living doesn't matter for a zero.
Nope.
Well, yes, it does. That's not to say we're not gonna.
I mean, but
We can keep your bottom line at 0 and you guys have to
That has
figure out how
nothing
you're
to do
gonna
with
get your.
wages.
It has nothing to do with
Okay.
wages, absolutely nothing. We're not saying 0 on wages right now. What we're saying is just look at your bottom line, flat line, how can, if we did give you 2.8%, how do you work that into the budget at 0? That means something you might wanna think about.
Okay.
So
That,
things-
you got there.
I thought you were just saying that I'm keep everything at 0 for now is what I thought you
The
were.
bottom line anyway, no, we're not, the rest of that, yeah,
My budget is so different than yours.
unfortunately, if.
And everybody in here,
And I'm just gonna send it to you.
and a
I
lot,
know it, but I'm just saying that
and a lot of you
Yeah,
budgets
sure.
are.
the bottom line for me is different because of the whole transfer of rural basic and then the rest of it's out, you know.
So yeah, technically, I still want yours from you
yeah.
by,
I know that,
And I'll
I'm just
send it
saying,
right
when
to
you're
you.
cutting everybody else and saying, keep your
Yeah.
bottom line at 0. Man, that's gonna,
Well, and I mean, that's something you need to.
well, we
Think
can,
about
we
it.
can
I'm
do
not
that,
saying-
but we've
yeah.
got, you know,
Well, and
we
you're
got
the
cash reserves
biggest-
and everything, secondary road funds healthy, we're good, but.
and there's minimum that we have to give you every
Right,
year too.
right.
So I mean, you base that on that
Yeah,
number.
and that's the number I'm gonna need to know what you guys
And when
have.
I have it, I'll
Yeah,
give it to
right,
you.
so it's hard for me to kind of throw that
Yeah.
budget out there, but.
Cause I guess what I'm looking at is, we know the governor wants property taxes to go down.
Almost gonna change.
Something's gonna change.
Gonna get,
She's gonna push that. This is her last year. She wants property taxes to get in line. And we're at 4.12 on general. We need to get to 3.5. And that's what she's pushing for. We're one of the 30 that are out
Plus
of,
a reserve.
and plus a 25% reserve. Yeah.
We just sat with legislators on Friday and they told us flat out, you're gonna see 3 options from the Senate, 3 options from the House and 3 options from the governor's office. Thursday, yeah. So,
They didn't tell us a whole lot. other
no,
than-
that's what they said, you're gonna see 3 different options from each group. And we'll see what gets
They
where.
did say they need to continue to look at your fees, they need to continue to look at the treasurer's fees.
Yep.
They need to be more, I don't wanna say user fees, instead of taxing everybody back.
Well, that-
Things more money.
That and they need to be updated, because they haven't been touched for.
Maybe you know more about that.
Yeah, the recording fees, that was our issue last year, we were trying to get increased.
Yep.
You
Why
got
they're
it.
dragging their feet on that, I don't
No.
know.
And transfer fees.
Treasurer's office, yeah.
Takes you more labor than that to do it.
Yeah, so yeah, there's, our fees haven't changed since It's been 40 years.
And you guys can't change your fee without it happening in
It
the
has to
state.
happen.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fees.
See,
Yeah, we
we
can't
changed
change
our, I
fees,
changed our
period.
sliding fee scale last year to actually show what it's using through what I did a cost report.
Yeah,
And I mean,
yours
that's-
is totally different than
Yeah.
these fees.
Yep,
here,
and that's too
which is
bad
good,
because, yeah,
because
that made a huge difference in our
Which
budget.
would make a huge difference on theirs and treasure.
And it should be realistically what it
With
costs,
the
not
DNR, with the
absorbing.
hunting and fishing, and then our marriage license and birth records. And vitals for marriage and death, that's state.
Yeah,
You know,
doesn't say.
in our state, so we're locked in with the state.
We have to offer for the DNR. Boats, ATV.
I think you
have
do.
to do
You
that
don't?
There is.
for what they're paying you.
With our, the write-in fee and the mailing. And that's why I
Yeah.
gave you the
Yep,
fees.
I was looking at that.
So yeah, that's what our cut. Vital records, we only get $4 for each certified copy, and the state charges a total of 15.
Yeah, how much is a deer tag, a hunter's deer tag? I don't know.
$33.50,
And you get,
Yeah,
50 cents.
yeah, like why even?
Why are they paying you so much?
Oh, we've argued with the DNR for years.
50
I know,
cents. That's a waste of paper.
You
you know, the association, anyway,
But
that was brought up. They definitely said they're gonna be.
Customer service, we do so much customer service in my office.
There's a couple departments that truly are more. Documental, I mean, you should be able to charge more for what you're doing when you're doing it. I mean,
Yeah.
title transfers, document, you buy a farm, you buy a house, it's a more of a one-time fee than a lifetime fee.
Yeah, you guys.
So how
get
many-
way more done.
How many services do we provide that aren't
Necessary.
required by the state
You
for
ju-
us
you just
to?
said like the DNR stuff,
Cause DOT, or yeah,
even
driver's
driver's license is another one for what we get reimbursed.
So should we do it? And
I'm
I mean, I'm
kind of leaning.
not
That was
saying
the
that,
question that
but
came up when he hired another person in that area.
I don't know
A
when
year
that all
ago, year and a half
changed.
ago. We sat here and discussed that.
You really can't justify your time for what they're giving you back. You can't, for 50 cents or $1, you can't do
Take,
that.
take that away from the residents, that's just, I mean, you just
Oh,
hate
that's
it,
the
but,
catch 22.
you know.
Yeah.
Is anything online? Is everything online now that can be done? Did you buy a fishing license
Yeah.
online?
Yeah.
See, that's the,
You can buy all that
we
stuff.
go
Yeah.
Fleet Farm or?
But yet you're not gonna get your
Walmart.
training online
So they
because
get the
everyone
same-
waits to the last minute.
They
to
just
get
want you to
it.
do
But then it-
So then they come to my office to get a duplicate.
but see, it's
So
make
then
them
we
be
get-
more accountable again for their time. Like, if you know you're gonna go hunting this year.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we're getting a little bit off, but I was just curious when you said,
I got a quick
as we're
question.
thinking of budgets, there is departments that have things that are not getting reimbursed enough. And is it something we should look at dropping out of your budget and just say, we're not gonna do it anymore? Let's let the people scream for the convenience. It's like, unless we're justifying either an extra employee to do that or whatever, and I don't think we can anymore. For the amount of money that everybody wants to give back, and those departments that are facing budget cuts too, but that's not our problem. We have to figure something out. You just said it. We have to get the levy done. We know the governor's gonna want things to change. But if we can't get reimbursed at proper rates, what are we doing for it? Why are we offering?
It's a service,
It's a service.
There's a lot of
sometimes-
people getting tired of.
but
paying.
sometimes we're looking at how much the services actually cost them. Some of them are not that costly, other ones are ridiculous.
Yeah.
I got a quick question for you.
Yes.
In 2025, ballpark, how many dollars in grants did you write?
$182,000.
That's what I want to know. Thank you.
Yep, got them all.
Okay. Anything else on budgets? Perfect. You're already way past 9:50.
I can go to the,
Okay,
yeah.
so 9:30 then, Sheriff, we'll just bring you right to the front.
Where did we start this on?
Yeah. It's 9:30.
Okay, I guess my biggest thing is, I really could care less if I get a raise, but it's my employees that are hurting. In the last 5 years, I've lost 26 people. So I need to talk about retention or recruitment. It took me 11 months to find a deputy. And luckily I got 3. So just, I just ran the numbers real quick. I had 6 deputies that I lost. In that time frame. It cost, about 40,000 just to send those guys to the academy. That's just the academy cost. That's not counting wages or overtime for the people that are working. And then obviously the other ones are either jailers or dispatchers, so that's at 20. My biggest thing with the people that I've lost in the last year, it's because of the money. And I know it's comes on your guys' shoulders to decide this stuff, but I guess my biggest thing is recruitment is a lot easier to keep than, or retention is a lot easier to keep than recruitment. So it's not gonna waste much of your guys' time.
What's the discrepancy, wage discrepancy between the counties like Winnebago and Richmond? How much more or less?
Winnebago County Sheriff is at 132,000. He got a 3% raise last year. And Mitchell County,
Does that still work? You have to plug that thing in,
I don't have.
Yeah, you have to plug in.
can I, that little doohickey
I'm
thing?
sure they're over there too.
Yeah, he's over.
Is that it?
No.
Yeah, it's that other thing.
You want them to.
Cause I have the 5 above us and below us in, it ranked by population and by valuation, if that helps. For all the electives.
Yep.
I didn't get to the appointed, but
No. Okay, let me put that in on the other side.
be smart.
As far as deputy wise, Jesse, what's the pay differences to our neighbors?
You know, depending on chief deputies, it'll be the same percentage, I guess.
It'd be, yeah, I mean,
Winnebago's at like right at 100,000
for deputy.
for deputies. Hancock County, and I obviously have a name with that county, but just a plain deputy is 107,000. Sarah Gore was a little less, their sheriff makes more. 155, but their deputies
That's a
top
lot,
out at like
Thank
82.
Yep.
There's like 88 to 90, somewhere in there.
How about number of staff compared to your staff? Do they have as many deputies or more deputies? And I know we got the casino
Yeah,
And the interstate.
and the interstate.
Sarah Gore, or I'm sorry, Winnebago has, I believe, 8 deputies. Which is what we really have if you take out the Northwood cars.
Yeah.
And then Hancock County has, they either have 7 or 8 deputies. I don't remember for sure.
They don't have a jail either, is that right?
They don't have a jail.
Yeah, like
Oh, they-
down in Fort City.
Go to Winnebago County. And Servo has, they have like 22
Yeah,
or 3 deputies. They're pretty high.
but Mesa City has a large police
Well-
department, so does Clear Lake.
And that's what I don't get is, yeah, they have that many deputies, but yeah, basically, Clear Lake, you take that out of the equation because they have their own police. So-
Little bigger county, but I mean, total acre.
Like as far as square miles,
Yeah, square miles. I
we're
mean,
probably
yeah.
about the same.
We gotta be pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, if you
once you-
just
once
look
you
at the
take-
rural area.
Take Mason City, Clear Lake completely out of
Yeah, well,
Ventura.
you take out 75% of the population,
Yeah, and a good chunk of
it's covered by.
the square miles
police.
too. Mason City's a pretty good size.
So they got quite a big
Yeah.
sheriff's department.
Right.
Wow.
There's by valuation, there's by population. And there's your sheriff.
That ain't big enough, in this one in trouble.
Yeah, you're not too much of an angle.
Yeah.
I know we talked to Dan back during Back the Blue. At that time, like when a bagel jumped the gun on things and they went with a 20-some% increase. We were gonna do it gradually. And the last 7 years, up until last year, we've always given you more than what like the elected officials and the other elected officials have gotten. In other words, what you're saying is we haven't even kept up doing it gradually.
Well, that's the problem, you know, everybody goes up, even if they go up 3% per year, and we started 13% behind, you're catching up as.
Do you know where you should be?
I should be, well, I don't, it's just from the last year's state control thing.
Cause you don't know what they're gonna do this year yet.
Yeah, they were at like 115 to 120 for the
Yeah.
lieutenants.
Lieutenant, yeah.
Yep,
That's what I saw.
I seen it 118 to 120. But
And the other thing that's really come into play now is a lot of counties are taking certified officers from other counties. You know,
Opening the
Cerebral
borders.
is a perfect example. They almost had two of ours, one backed out kind of last minute. And, you know, they're letting them take squad cars home, which we have done too. They went up to 25 miles and we're at 15, so.
Yep.
They're basically covering Northwood. So.
Maybe we just need to hire Saragordo County. Join Saragordo County, huh?
About insurance, do you feel like that has an effect too? Like family, oh, I mean, that has to, because
It definitely does factor into it, but the thing that Jackie had sent me, I took, 6 counties that are pretty much square mileage as us. We're actually not too far off of what we pay for insurance, but they pay a little bit more percentage wise. We were at 50 and then the lowest one I had was 72 at Emmett. 72% of their insurance, so.
is the sheriff department different than the rest of the county? Or do you, through your negotiations, you get more of your insurance paid for your deputies?
No.
No, okay, so that's the same.
They dropped that this last round.
Everybody's the same.
Everybody's the same, okay. I didn't know if that had an effect on the deputies leaving or.
So how,
It definitely factors in, you know.
how do we,
How do we get there without going broke?
well, how do we not give you a raise, cause you're,
No, that's not even. a
chief
question.
deputy
that doesn't
That's
work
not
that
even-
way.
and your lieutenant follow your, or your sergeant, right, follow your scale and your. What's the other one,
Just cheat that being started.
they're up to 85 and 82, 82 and a half, 82 and a half, 85 is the max
That's your
salary.
Percent.
They follow this, and that's where they're at, right?
And the rest of them have the union agreement.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, and I think, people should appreciate that. You don't care about your raise, you care more about the employees, that means a lot. That you would like to forego yours to put it to somebody else. Unfortunately, I don't think we can do that.
Not if you're doing it off the percentage. I mean,
No,
that's-
No, so we
it's a
need to
problem.
try, we need to,
Same
figure
way as
something
any,
in there.
any department.
Right.
Yes.
Figure something in there, but that means a lot, and I think people gotta understand that, but.
Is there other perks, like can they all drive their car home? Would that help?
They'll
Within
do,
15 miles of our border, we did that, was that last year or 2 years ago?
Can that be changed? So it's more?
Well, that
Or
would be,
does that not affect?
that's what he said, Sarah Gordo went to
Right.
25, I mean, that would help.
It would help. I mean, even if we went to 20, it would help. The problem with it is just,
If
You
they
know,
can
you look at
drive
every-
Cerro Gordo, they're not gonna drive here.
well, yeah. It is more than us, so, you know, Cerro Gordo was at 25 miles, why wouldn't you just go there?
20, that's what I'm
It
saying.
made,
But this thing, here's the same token, if they're living in Saragordo County, one of the spouses is probably. Within Saragordo County,
Mhm.
so if they come to work for us, probably just a matter of time before they get their foot in the door down there. They're gonna be watching that, to look at that. I mean, so it's not a bad idea to adjust that,
Right.
but
I've heard a lot of my staff say, we don't need to make what Winnebago makes. We don't need to make what Hancock County makes. We just want to be competitive
correct.
with everybody else.
Yeah.
So,
And do you still have them sign an agreement that if they leave in so many years, they have to pay back their?
Part of training.
Their big training, which
Buyout.
we've lost some of that, the other counties have paid, right?
we have, I haven't, but in the past.
Yeah. Where part of their bargaining tool was, they still owe for 2 years of
Yeah.
academy, and the other, wherever they're going. Wouldn't pay that cost for them, just as like they're hiring all this stuff to get them there, and they've got their certified officer.
And the industry is just so cutthroat, you know, like we'd rather get a certified and instead of having to find the recruitments,
Right.
you know, at 11 months or they're just not out there like they used to be. I mean, back when I applied, there was like 40 people,
That's right.
you know, for 2 positions.
Why would anybody want to apply to be a sheriff or police officer nowadays, anything?
Well,
You better really like it.
Or any elected official.
Nobody likes you, sorry. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, you know,
Yeah.
I do too. That's,
I
the
just-
point is you're being
The
bad,
job,
you know,
the
yeah.
job is not, the job is different.
Nobody's
than 10
thankful
years
you're there
ago.
until they need you, but.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say is Worth County is a great county to work
It is.
for. I mean, the people are good. Yeah, we do have the interstate and we do deal with, you know, we had the guy that was going up to the George Floyd thing and he had an arsenal of shotguns and handguns and stuff. And so we do deal with that stuff. Unfortunately, because of the interstate. You know, it's the same with the casino. We've had some homicide suspects show up there. So, I mean, it's out there, but for the majority of it, it's a pretty good county. They support us pretty well, so.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean, it's, I mean, when you just look at nationwide, you do
Yeah.
look nationwide, and it's really,
Policing
why would you
is
want that
different
job?
than it was 20 years.
You really have to enjoy what you're doing to do it,
Mhm.
so, anyway. Well,
We'll think about it.
we're just gonna have to.
Thank you.
Have a workshop here
Yeah.
someday on this, we need to do something.
We need definitely go back to that game plan. Of, you know, that 1 year where everybody got a 6, you got a 12.5. We need to go more towards that route. Or if you're getting a 3, they're getting a 6 or whatever, or an 8.
Right.
At least it looks like we're trying.
Yep.
To get there and trying to get close.
Cause it could be mandated.
Thank you for listening to that.
Yes.
Oh, thanks for the information, all right. Jake, you're here, you're next.
All right. What do you guys want to know?
Sneak out of here.
What do you think of your wages and where do you wanna go?
Good luck. Oh,
I think we're
apparently not in this room, but.
just a fair cost of living there is.
Send me the.
I mean, I don't have a lot on, you guys, I always would, Gary, when I had him for the, you know, he'd always just ask, he'd say, what do you want? And I'd say, whatever everybody else wants, that's it, we're kind of. Lived through the no raise thing 3 times now, I think, and it sucks, but also you guys have a lot on your plate as far as that goes.
You weren't here for the discussion, budget discussion. And they said right now, and I don't know how much figuring you're gonna do, but right now just figure their own, we're not saying their own way, we're not saying that. And we were also talking about, AJ and I were at the supervisors meeting, District 3, talking with legislators, they're looking at fees, I think your department's one of them, I don't know what you're hearing, but.
We got, we're up, well, as of our September year-to-date report, our retention for motor vehicles up 46% this year. Driver's license was up 10%.
The fees.
And the fees, yeah, what we keep, our portion.
Yep.
So that's huge.
It's a start.
And then, total titles that we do are up 10%. I mean, once they made it so not only we're getting to keep more, but we can do title work for other counties. We're getting all the folks, all the cities dealerships, all the Minnesota dealerships.
Okay.
Just come and stop here because we're on the interstate and I mean,
we're busy, but not busy that way, you know what I mean? We can crank out titles pretty quick.
So titles would be one of your mandated things. You have to do titles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Regardless. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
but now they've
all the
opened
motor
up.
vehicle stuff is a mandate that we
Driver's
must do.
license is not.
Driver's license is not, but driver's license is also one that when Callie's not doing driver's license, she's our other basically
Right.
motor vehicle. Yeah, and
And you've seen that increase too, though, because
we could,
you go to any county now.
yeah, like Cars and Credit, every Monday just brings in a folder with 14 titles and there's probably 3 of them in Worth County people. Otherwise, it's, you know, we're actually robbing money from Winnebago, Hancock, Cerro Gordo. And that's just, I mean, that's the
Well-
need of it. People don't wanna wait in line. We get, I mean,
It's no different, just if you're on the edge, if you're in Lake
Mhm.
Mills, it's a shoulder trip.
we get, and that's the driver's license portion is St. Ansgar, Mason City and
Yeah.
Lake Mills. The Mason City people, they're too damn busy and they have the appointments. With us, they call and they say, can I get in? And it's, you know, we can get you in.
Right, so you've seen an increase because of
Mhm.
that as well.
So that would be one thing, I'm sure you could put a report together to show us the
Absolutely.
increases from last 2 or 3 years to,
Yep.
you know, and continue to lobby with the organization.
Yeah,
These-
I was saying,
these more fee-based stuff.
talking with Jane, there's some other stuff that we're gonna look to increase.
That's what they were telling us, so that's what.
Yeah, but I mean, the Treasure Association does a really good job that way of kind of being proactive that way. We aren't gonna be your solution, but
No.
we can also not be part of the problem too, you know, it's.
I think people are taking.
And we're one of the, I mean, it sucks for the other offices, cause they're not a income driven, you know, so it's harder to gauge that. I mean, we can
Right.
do it, but I mean, it's.
A few offices that are somewhat income based, I guess
Yeah.
you could say,
Yeah.
versus, I mean, and that was the thing that they said is, okay, I would rather pay $100 for my license than $10 a year, whatever. I mean, they're just making a comparison. So let's have
Yeah.
a one-time fee
Yep.
every so many years instead of a yearly taxation situation.
Yeah, our retention for like revenue or registration renewals and stuff isn't as great as the first title work. Every time we do title work, we get to keep a big chunk of. So where we're gonna be, I think the fees that we're gonna fight for is that we call it use tax, but it's a one-time registration fee, they call it now or whatever, and we get a tiny portion of that, and I mean, the amount of tax that we collect and turn over to Department of Revenue is insane.
And then the stamp warrant thing, right?
Oh, that was brought up at the drainage meeting over there. Worth County is the only county in that district, the Iowa
Right.
DA over there, that the treasurer doesn't do the stamp forms. And we were wondering if you could take that on, or I should.
And we weren't aware of that. We're
Yeah.
just starting to discuss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was,
Amy-
I was wondering if it could take
Amy
it
and
on,
I-
but I hadn't run it across Jackie, cause it was just.
I had talked about it, it would take, yeah. It would take quite a bit for us to do it, but I mean, we can always do it. That's, but she's, yeah,
Well,
we're gonna have to have then time for her to be gone for training and everything to get.
Yeah, there'd be some training, I'm sure.
Yeah, and we got, right now, we have, in the next year or two, they're rolling out our new motor vehicle system too, so we're gonna have a lot of training for the gals in the office there for that too, coming.
it was just one of the things that
Yeah.
got brought up, we were.
Yeah, we kinda, I mean, I talked just briefly with
Yeah.
Jackie and Chelsea about that, and we said, I don't know, we were gonna wait until we got through something.
But we're not.
There's always something.
I was just saying, at the time, it was like, yeah, we can look into it, we'll just.
We're not saying tomorrow, but
Yeah.
I think it could be a thing we should transition.
Yeah.
If it's feasible.
Yeah.
It's feasible.
But maybe
Without
just
having
start
some of the work.
talking to other counties and see how it works and see
See how
how
much
much time
work
it
it is.
takes.
Yeah, I'm all for it. If you are.
Oh, yeah.
On those trainings, is that state reimbursed or is that a county?
It's anything that we actually have to go somewhere would be, this'll all be basically just in how, like, over
webinars.
And it's, they pay for the training and stuff, we just have to have somebody sitting in front of a computer.
The time.
Yeah,
That thing to do it.
and it, I mean, we already have trainings that we have to do anyway for that, but we're doing them that way, so it's, like I said, they know pretty much every county office is shorthanded and this is a shit time to roll stuff out, but
There's never a good time
there's
for
no-
anything.
that's just it. If we wait, this system we're on will just keep getting more and more outdated and they have to do more and more, we have more and more downtime when something breaks and.
Cause we're getting a new election system too,
That's,
and we're supposed to use it for the next general, and we haven't even started yet.
They haven't even got the old one figured out, right?
How the state works.
Yeah, it's getting, drainage is getting to be way too much.
It has been for the last, that hasn't changed. It changed about probably 10 years ago.
Well, we started
And I think it's going a lot more.
more reclassification.
Yeah.
We've hit the time frame. We're cleaning more ditches. We've increased the workload. We've got
That's what I figure, yeah.
more tile
and
replacements.
I don't know if it, before we did stamp warrants, we'd do drainage billing twice a year. And, I mean, that was way easier collecting. I think the public actually liked it better.
Looks like paying the property tax.
Yeah.
I mean, you're paying it anyway, so.
But then you gotta go out to a bank, and get a loan. It just, I don't know, we kinda had to go
Pay
with
the
stamped
bills.
warrants. Yeah, because they used to let us use the whole fund, kinda like a slush fund, but we can't do, I don't know if it's just because I got here or what, but the external auditor says we can't do that anymore. We have to go buy each drain. And if there's no money there, we have to do something.
Right.
So that's when stamped warrants starts.
That's,
It all gets adjusted at the
No.
end. Who
that's a.
cares?
Doesn't work, it doesn't work that way anymore. It was a lot nicer when I started.
Responsible and you're tracking and it just makes no sense, does it?
No,
Anyway,
But,
all right.
but also we make good money off of those stamp warrants too, though, and when every penny counts, that's still right now probably our highest investment. I think I paid right now, last I looked, we were only getting like 3.7. I think here in town, we're getting 3.25 maybe.
dude, that's gone down.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's it. When we had the one, we said we don't even have to worry about or I said, we don't have to worry about it anyway. We won't ever be over 3.6 for a while.
Mhm.
Now I see feds are gonna drop the rate, so that'll affect that too, right?
Yep.
If they drop them this week or whatever, but that'll affect that a little bit.
But it's also iPay gives you pretty good tools to, when we had tax time, we can move everything in there, collect as much as we can in interest, and then before we apportion it, we just move it back to our bank account. And we're getting an extra 0.5% doing it that way. I mean, it's every penny counts, so we're making.
Right.
All right. Thanks, Jake. Reset. Go ahead.
Same like everyone else, cost of living would be nice. We got nothing last year, but our employees did, thankfully. The whole Doge report, they talk about the treasurer and the recorder's offices. Combining them, which you have to really look at. The number of agencies and departments that we work with. Some of those, like our vital records, the confidentiality of doing those, you're not gonna be able to have that same person that does a driver's license do those transactions.
And we don't have enough people to.
Yeah, you can't divvy out, okay, you're gonna do vitals, you're gonna do driver's license, you're gonna do, recordings. We don't have enough people. In my department, we are all trained to do everything, so anything can be done any day of the week, nothing has to wait. My girls started, if they're in the office by themselves during the noon hour, they'll close the office for that hour, so there's no comp time. But yet, I didn't get any feedback from anyone the days that has happened, because it doesn't happen that often.
No
Yes.
complaints, you mean?
No complaints from anyone, from the general public. everyone's like, no big deal. You talk about fees, yes, we've tried to raise our recording fees last year and got shot down. Our association is going to continue to do that for this next session. Hunting and fishing, granted, we only get 50 cents for the write-in fee. But when it comes to snows and ATVs and boats, we get $2. Plus any postage that we collect, it's a flat $2 that we collect for each one that we mail out. But yet it truly doesn't cost us $2 to mail that out. So our fees haven't really increased a great deal. It would be nice to have a flat fee for recordings, but then it also involves the auditor's office as far as those auditor transfer fees, as to what they're wanting to do with those. So I know our association is talking to the Auditors Association to see, okay, how do you guys perceive this? Overall, yes, we all provide services. I'm more customer service in my office because of everything that we do. Recordings have increased with our DNR stuff. Our hunting and fishing hasn't really changed for years, but on the recreational side of the vehicle, by receiving that $2 for the write-in fee, but yet we can now do any renewal in any state office in the county. We can, any new machine has to be done in the, wherever you have residency, but anything after that, we can do. We can do a duplicate title for someone that lives in Saratoga County. So that's one thing that they've changed with last year's legislative issues. So they're slowly changing things, but it's one of those things that takes time. And it has to happen at the state level. There isn't much we can do here at the county level. I would hate for my office to be dissolved, because we do provide a service to the constituents here in the county. And we are more of a retirement community. And we have a lot of Minnesota people that come down to go hunting and fishing. And we do have, you know, the luxury of having them come here to purchase their licenses. And we do sell some non-resident trail permits. Granted, it's only $18.50 and we get $1.50, but it's something. And the credit card machine that we have does not cost my office anything because the customers actually pay that fee themselves.
And those credit card fees are up substantially in 2025, which I think
Yes.
is the point is people really have the stuff, but they don't have the money.
Yeah. So, you know, having the credit card system in my office is great.
Yep.
We do a lot of phone orders, you know, doing a renewal for a boat over the phone, take the information, process it, charge the $2 mailing fee, which we collect, but it truly doesn't cost us $2.
I got a question, even going back to you can start. In the last 3 to 4 years, how much has your workload increased?
It's, like you said, total titles is up 10%, but like actual foot traffic and stuff, it varies. We're one of those, like it's,
Because the other counties can come here.
yeah. It's almost quarterly that we're swamped. We get, obviously the 2 tax times. And then end of the year is the semis, the big trucks and stuff. And then also then in July is when they come, like also as a half year for the big trucks and stuff. And
But because of some of the things the state has done, your workload has increased.
yeah,
That was my question.
and I mean, we're like everybody else. We're gonna try and the Treasurers Association at our meetings, we've had AI presentations at every one of them we've had in the last. But it's it's coming and that should help with stuff like that with workload. The more we can drive people to do their stuff online is great too, but like this year with with drainage and special assessments is a big one that, because you can't do partial payments, all these people that we deal with in the office I have a third of this. Well, you have to actually come in the office then. You can't go online and pay a third of it. You know, and so that's like this year we did a lot of, if they want to pay a third of the regular tax, do that. Mail in your drains, it's there, you know how it is. They have a third of it with a brother that they don't talk to. And so there's a few that we get, and if we get the check in the mail, we just have to sit on it and wait until the other checks come so that we can do it all at once.
Gotcha.
Our system, I don't know how many times when the amount is right to cover the drain, we assume the system used to apply it to the drain first and then real estate. And so we could collect and do it one at a time. You just waited, Now we had to go back and I don't know how many tax reversal. I have a file folder about this big of crap that we had to correct this year. And that is all just system based. It's all Tyler crap. We ran into the headache this year of the post office not telling us that they aren't doing the postmarks. Here they have to go to Waterloo before it gets an actual postmark. So I had a handful of folks that we got it and it was postmarked the 2nd of October because also this year, the last day fell on that Tuesday where they don't do.
So I sent it from Northwood to.
Yeah.
Oh, that really makes
And it's not just, it's not just ours, we go to
Yeah.
Waterloo with it and stuff, but like, I know Northwest Iowa ran into a huge thing because it actually crosses state lines. They send theirs, I think it's Sioux Falls, they do their postmark, and so there's some that these people put it in the mail the week before and didn't get a postmark correct. You know what I mean?
How much has your workload increased from the state over the last 3-4 years of extras that they're asking you to do? Or have you pretty much done the same thing all along?
No, I would probably say it's 10% as far as the titles. And the renewals.
A lot of ATVs are more.
Yeah, ATVs and side by sides are huge.
I would also say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah.
So you still gotta transfer.
Yep.
Well, if they could ever
They
get,
still
so
get
you
to-
guys could do a first time title
For someone in another.
for someone in another county, and
Yes.
we got our
That would be
administrative
huge.
building that we want, it would make it. All these boats that we get, or the trailers we get from these boats, it's like, they'll send us that paperwork, and then they tell them they gotta take their boat somewhere else, and it's like. It'd be real,
We
it'd
have
be
a lot of
very
people reach
beneficial
out.
for you to be able to
Yeah.
just have them walk across the hall and do.
Yeah.
I mean, yours would be up even more than, I mean, cause like I said, we're on the interstate, these dealerships that Minnesota, everybody goes to Minnesota to buy a boat and they come down.
Yeah.
Like these dealerships have to collect our fees, and.
Well, a resident can purchase something in Minnesota and it can be from an individual. We'll collect the 6% local tax.
Yeah.
And they bark about it, so. Whether that purchase price is the correct amount that they actually purchased the machine, and we are losing out on that
You get,
tax
you
money.
guys, do you require a bill of sale?
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I would say we do too, and
And
that's,
sometimes if they're questionable, we'll look on Blue Book.
Yeah.
And just say,
we
okay,
are, just requiring the bill of sale has cleaned ours up a
Yes.
lot. We've noticed a huge, but it's again, the state gets the king's share of the tax, but.
yep.
All right. Well. Back to you.
I'm pretty much, I'll sound the same as everybody else, it wasn't nice. Or it wasn't fun not getting a raise last year. Our workload hasn't changed either. It's increased ever since I've been here. Between drainage and more responsibilities with elections and more people coming and going. Staff wise, there's just always something going on in our office, and we're trying to do it with less people right now. It's a little hairy, but we're just gonna see how it goes and I don't know, you hear what I say most of the time about all this stuff, so I won't waste anybody's time.
No, that's fine. All right. Okay. Else right now. Take it all into consideration, I guess, probably want to have some workshops or something and
Yeah, we're at that workshop.
get this decided so we can give some directions and.
Get an idea,
Get an idea, yeah.
cause
An
it
idea.
could change and.
Could change between now and March, so. Okay. Any supervisor comments? I guess we've been commenting right along, so.
If we get all. Did we ever find anybody for eminent domain?
No,
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 didn't surface.
not yet. Threw it out there, but no response, so. Not yet, anyway. Anything for next week's agenda?
Are you guys, I can't make it to the fair board for Thursday, I got something else going on.
I will try. Not sure what's going on tonight, but I got it on my desk. So there's nothing else. Take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn. Second.
Motion second, no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Both same sign, motion carried.
Question about under 24D, the HR workshop, what is that?
That will be just.
Just the board.
Yeah, well,
Right
yeah,
now.
Okay.
that's a closed session,
Okay, okay.
Just for now.
right, it is a closed session, yeah.
Exam, those